I get in so much trouble for doing anti-war stuff.
Nice one.
That's right, man.
Look at this.
It's not good. I feel like Ukraine is justified in what's going on for their fight, for sure.
What's that?
But it is weird when they do shit like this.
It is. It's just fake. Like, I mean, I did one. I know, like, my graphic designer is same as Steven Coffeezilla's graphic designer.
Right.
He's in Ukraine, and he gets mad at me every time I do this. But I'm like, listen, man, I've come a long way on the Ukraine war. I kind of get it a little more now. I understand it more. Like, I started off when it first happened thinking, like, this is just for money. Who cares? Whatever. Now I'm a little evolved, but this kind of shit. Fake
weird.
is fake.
It's super
fake
weird.
is fucking fake, whether you support it or not. Like, fake is fake.
Yeah,
And
it's super weird that, like, I don't understand the point of
and this music, dude.
Yeah, the music.
The piano, like, come on.
Let him give a speech.
And, you know, his voice is exactly like Kamala Harris. Like, you ever notice how Kamala Harris, like, she always sounds like crying?
Well, you know, it's funny. It's funny you brought up the money thing, and people are like, oh, we're spending all this money, billions of dollars and stuff. I'm like, I don't know if you know how America works, but we don't do anything for free. And we are definitely not giving Ukraine all this money. So that way, when they win their country back, that we're not going to be like, hey, those natural gas deposits look pretty nice. Remember when we saved your ass? like we're going in there getting back.
Does America do that though? I thought the way America operates is like the military contract. See, like I thought it was like you're getting $60 billion to spend on our military contractors. So we boost our economy.
Right.
We sell our weapons.
It's part, but at the same time.
How are they going to, like in Iraq, let's say, right? Are you saying that in Iraq, they take the oil? Like I always thought that was like the shortcoming of this whole project.
It's not going to be like us walking in there and just being like, these are our oil fields now.
Yeah.
But we're going to want some preferential deals to go with a lot of their natural resources that they have.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like the Saudi
back out because they have to spend that money technically on American equipment, but it's just like, well, we gave you the opportunity to get the right tools and equipment to win your wars. So now that we did that, hook us up.
You owe us some oil hook. Yeah, I guess it is more subtle now. It's not like the British did it where they're like,
not only that, but here's the thing. If Ukraine wins this back and they decide to make Ukraine part of NATO, we'll put a base in there and then we'll have a base right on Russia's, border.
Yeah.
Which, is part of the problem with how Russia started the war because they were worried about that. But
yeah. But do you think at this point, see, like, I feel like I have evolved in this where I'm like, maybe Russia should be broken apart. Applejack's going to be pissed. But like, I don't know. I mean, did you ever feel like that? Because he is a dictator. And I was listening to even Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a peace activist. And he's saying that like the thing that you have to do to like the best way to bring peace is like, or the most compassionate thing you can do for someone like that is to take their power away because they're not like the attack is still too much for him to do. Do you think so, or do you think like makes sense to me NATO expansion? So he's going to go back.
I mean, I don't know. It was funny. My grandmother lives in Germany. I'm originally from Germany. I'm an immigrant myself. Came here when I was 4, American citizen. I feel like my tour in Iraq was like me paying for that citizenship in America, right? Because when I came here, I don't know, it was quickly done. I was able to get my paperwork very fast.
Because you signed up right away for Iraq War?
No. I came here from Germany when I was 4. But I'm saying like my paperwork process pretty quick. I can't, compared to what people have to go through today to become American citizens.
Well, coming from Germany though,
I went in if I went into one of those Americanized tests and tried to, I wouldn't even pass it. So
I know, but Germany, I feel like Europe has a special access, hard for like Yemenis, Indian, African,
right.
Like they can't come over.
Yeah, as Trump said on,
you would have done an extra.
And I'm technically from Germany, which is not on that list.
Yeah.
So I'm sure. And it was the 90s. So like
they would have made you do like an extra test or something. Not even a test. They would have made you wait an extra 2-3 months.
Dude, I didn't even speak English when I came here at all. So there's no way I could have taken. And I was 4.
That's more of your white privilege. Anyway.
Again, yes. That European white privilege. It's even more special.
Yeah. No, they have a relationship with the Germans. The Germans gave in after World War II, and they're like, we'll be your bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
We were wrong. We'll be your bitch. So America gives back for that. America says, okay, we have our military base there. You can come over. No big deal.
Yeah, I feel like, my service, I, in a sense, paid for my my citizenship. Here's a crazy part about the military. a lot of people don't know is we recruit a lot from other countries, and we don't make those people citizens. I had a lot of people I ran into in the military that were completely from other countries, very small amount of English spoken or just enough to get by.
Yeah.
And they didn't have citizenship, and I guess that's fine. They had to go through the normal channels to get it. But I thought what was super weird, you can look this up on Google because they were doing this.
What is this?
You would go to, I had a sergeant who'd been to Iraq multiple times. He was from Mexico.
Yeah.
Came here when he was a kid, but didn't have a citizenship. So he went in the military, blah, blah, blah. He still didn't have citizenship. And it blew me away because I'm like, dude, you'd think you went to war for a country. They'd be like, thank you for your service. You are now an American citizen.
Yeah.
But no, that's not. And I always thought that was so fucked up. And there was stories a couple of years ago where they were kicking veterans, war vets, very decorated war vets back to Mexico, Guatemala, and other countries, like kicking them out.
Wow.
Like, fuck you and your service. Thanks. Get out. And I thought that was awful. I was just like, dude, like,
wait, so they
served a war for a country,
yeah,
and not get citizenship as like a token of appreciation.
Wait. This is a real story? Ex-war
This
vet?
is, yeah, dude. You like Google it. There was soldiers being kicked out back into Mexico after being here their whole life and doing service and tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. It was crazy. I was like, why? What the like, what is happening? So I thought that was super weird. And I figured at least during wartime they could activate it. Like, hey, you did your service. You obviously got a bunch of medals. Like, you're a citizen. Thank you. But nope, that does not. It's not automatic. So.
That's wild, man. Hold on. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, sorry. Again, I keep.
No, I do this too, man. I do. Honestly, it's a big problem with comics. I do it all. I do it a lot too, though. I just get.
But yeah, this is so weird.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean. I like the hi, Sean, dude. He flexes like.
Yeah, look at him.
He's so all the time. He's ready to go to war. This Sean Penn.
Oh my god. You took that shot like a man. Here's your Oscar.
That's wild.
This is for you. Oh, Sean. Yes.
Oh, Sean. Look at they have the chocolates out.
This is so pretentious Hollywood bullshit. Like, I hate it, dude. It's so bad.
But I like how they have all these, like, they have the pencils, they have the water bottles. It's like Sean's coming. Sean Penn's coming.
Yeah, right.
So in case he wants to take some notes, and if he wants a chocolate or a little.
I like the guy in the back. Look at the dude in the back just smirking away. Like, yeah.
What's this guy doing? Is that Sean Penn's friend?
I don't know who that is.
No, I feel terrible outside. It's just a symbolic, silly thing. Yes, but if I know this is here with you, then
even Zelensky's like, yeah, Sean, I don't think it's. But I guess they have to make a scene out of it. So Sean Penn is like, you say no at first, and then I'll be like, no, but I need you to have it because it'll be special to me if you have it.
I don't know if this is fucked up for me, but I'm just like, this is not how I want to go. But like, could you imagine Ukraine gets demolished somehow? Russia, China come in. And there's just like a picture that starts circulating, and it's Zelenskyy like dead, and he's got that Oscar stuck all the way up his ass, and it's just like back to Sean Penn and like on the meme or something, like, oh no, he didn't keep it safe, like, oh jeez.
It just becomes his favorite thing. Oh my god,
man. Just
poor
like
guy.
Things like that, like, I mean, that would be a pretty embarrassing way to be building your country.
I mean, up the ass is a lot. I thought you were just gonna say it's in the room with him. He's already sleeping with
the
him.
Russians, they're pretty.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, that would be actually.
No, I wasn't saying like him enjoying it. No.
Now I get it. It's like the Russians come in and then they just take it and shove it in his ass. Oh my god, that would be so sad, dude.
Yeah, no,
let's not hope that. We don't want that to happen.
Again, this is my dark military humor. Like, I don't want that to actually happen, but that's just
so dark.
You're
comic.
Better and stronger.
You did time in the military.
For the fight.
Oh, yeah.
So great to honor, but until we will.
When you win, bring it back to Malibu.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Because I'll feel much better knowing there's a piece of me.
I've held an Oscar before.
They're gonna win. They have to win. What do you think? What do you militarily? What do you think? They're gonna win, right? Like The Americans are backing them.
So again, I was talking to, again, before I went on my rant about Germany and all that other stuff. My grandmother lives in Germany, and I call her usually once a week to talk to her.
Yeah.
And we were talking last Saturday, and she was like, you think the reason why China and Russia are such good buddies is because China can access Russia from the back.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how crazy would it be? Russia starts to lose in Ukraine and China decides to flip on them, come in through the back, take their whole country over. And then we would get involved in Ukraine just to get rid of the rest of Russia more directly. And then, because we're not going to go save Russia from China. No way. Nobody is. So it would be the perfect fuck you for China to invade Russia through the back end as they lose the war in Ukraine and they're hurt.
Yeah, that would be rough. That would be rough.
And I was like, wow, Graham, I didn't even think of that. That would be the craziest fucking Uno reverse I've ever seen. So I don't know.
I can't see Russia. I mean, I don't think Russia has enough allies. They are making moves in the world. They're trying to play big. It's a multipolar world and they're an equal. But neither China nor Russia economically is still even close to America.
Well,
and China's really tied to America.
How powerful Russia's military actually was compared to what we thought it was. And I think it kind of surprised us as the world of how badly logistically, just the logistics. That's the one thing.
Yeah, it's really bad, dude. The Russian army is garbage.
The one thing America's army has down is we're very good at logistics and supply lines and all that.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about conspiracies? How about this one for you? What if the reason we've been at war for the last 20 years is so by the time we go to World War III, we are the most combat ready, proficient military force on the planet?
Yeah,
we've been doing it for 20 years. We've been putting all our equipment through the paces of an actual combat.
Well, that's what Jocko says too. He says you have to go and start wars or start fights with people because you got to engage the enemy because that's how you keep your guys tight. So it's almost part of the military. You can see
Russia. When was the last time? I mean, besides probably the 90s when they went to Afghanistan, they haven't done anything.
I heard they just fake their proficiencies too. Like I've heard that their ships, it'll be yes, look at our big ship, it works. But then
they Crimea, but not when it came to real full invasion, they just
Well, Crimea, they just walked in. But I've heard that Russia's actually really good at putting on a show. They have good. It's like in World War II, they would fly these airplanes over to see what you had, and before you flew them over, people would make fake. So they would have 10 tanks, but they would make.
It's all propaganda. They've done a great job of making their military look amazing, and I'm sure there's very small sects and parts of it, special force and stuff that are amazing, but as a whole fighting force, it's not there. Where America's army,
America could smoke them. But here's the problem: it's you were talking about logistics before, right? And there's a great military quote that says, "Amateurs think about tactics, and professionals think about logistics."
For sure.
So logistics is everything, and one of the biggest, hugest logistical disadvantages is taking over another country. Going all the way over to fight. I've heard, and military generals also say, a ship's a fool to fight a fort because you're going all the way over there. Logistically, it's a nightmare.
Right.
You're going all the way over there.
That's why Iraq and Afghanistan were kind of a shit show because we were.
Wouldn't Russia be a shit show?
We were fighting on their home turf. They're gonna do well no matter what.
Yeah.
They know everything about around them, and we're learning as we go.
And this is why fighting doesn't pay. Honestly, it's not easy. People think to just go and attack another country and just take it over. It almost never works. And if it doesn't work in Afghanistan, how could it possibly work over here? That's ridiculous.
The way they were thinking about walking in there and just taking down Ukraine was kind of crazy because, everyone thinks that we went into Iraq and just decimated. We did, but it still took a month before Bush was on that aircraft carrier saying we did it.
And the moral of the story is, you are loved because you are loved. Such is the nature of loving kindness. Okay? So now that I've done my karmas, make sure you do your karmas, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and sign up for meditation. Ascension is upon us, foolish! Sign up for meditation immediately! Ha! Am I still here?